Hack life, beat depression. It's day 817, if you know what I mean. And we're back with another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later. As you know, it's a martial arts for mental health show, and we like to focus in on that powerful tool of gratitude. Today, being Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Gratitude should be on everybody's mind, hopefully. And we're going to go ahead and practice it the same way we do every single day. And think about a few things that we can be grateful for. The more we use that gratitude tool, the more powerful it can become in our lives, even if we can't find the answers to the question. Simply asking yourself the question, what am I grateful for today, can have a positive impact on the brain and that balance of serotonin level. So I'm going to start with gratitude for. The first one's in. Master Checo, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you tuning in, supporting the cause, repping the cause, being a good friend, helping me out here. Super grateful, super thankful for you being there, being part of my life. Gobble gobble, right back at you. Also grateful for everybody out here who's been supporting the cause. To anybody who's tuning in later as well. Grateful to Century Martial Arts for donating gloves and shoes and clothes to help support the cause. And I'm also super grateful to all of my martial arts brothers and sisters out there who inspire me with their journeys by simply following their passion, moving forwards in their life, helps inspire me. When I see them working hard towards their goals, helps inspire me as well. So I'm grateful for them out there. I won't name them all out, but you know, there's a lot of them. Also, a quick tip for you guys and girls out there is a lot of people think that Instagram itself is toxic, and it can be a very toxic environment, can be a very toxic place, but we can actually craft it. We can actually mold it and make Instagram work for us when it comes to toxicity and our environment. We have some control here. You can mute people whose accounts make you feel negative or don't add to your growth or help you progress, and you can follow and turn on notifications for accounts that boost you up or that build you up. So I like to follow and have notifications on for a lot of martial artists who inspire me to do more, who help me grow, help me move forwards, improve my life with ideas, sharing free tools. You can do the same thing with martial artists. You can do the same thing with mental health accounts. So if you find a mental health account that's particularly beneficial to you, you can follow that account, turn notifications on, and let that Instagram tool work for you, right? Take that control back. Don't just follow everybody in the world and have their posts coming up, because some people are in a very bad space and they can be putting out negativity. Even if it's not their intention, they could be putting out a lot of negativity. And if you're in a place where you don't want that coming in, we're always affected by our environment. So give yourself more power, craft your Instagram experience, and you can control that environment. You can control what's coming in instead of getting bummed out. You can follow accounts that build you up, motivate you to do more. So I'm grateful to all of those accounts out there who have been motivating me to move forwards as well. And I'm grateful to everybody who's been tuning in and support one another. Lisa Luminary, appreciate you. And Pereira Kev, thanks for being here as well. So that's my gratitude section today. Go ahead and think about your gratitude section today as well. Shout out to Brian. Appreciate you for tuning in. And that'll help you put you in that positive mindset. Second mental health tool we talk about every single day is progress tracking. How many days has it been for you? How many days have you crushed your daily goal, whatever that goal may be? A goal that builds you up both mentally and physically, and it's easily accomplishable, right? Something that fits into our schedule. It does not feel like a burden. It's the right amount of time so that it doesn't have to be too long, doesn't have to feel like work. It's something we can do. And that's the point. It's got to be something that you can do and you can look forward to doing. It's been 817 days of consecutive training for me. I've been looking forward to every single day. I'm looking forward to the next 817 days. And every day that I get up and fight forwards for myself, I prove how much stronger I am than anything that is trying to stop me. Any of those lies from depression or anxiety that make you feel like maybe you can't get out of bed today, or you can't do this, or you don't deserve that. Every single day we show up, we prove those things to be false, and we give ourselves more proof, more of an anchor back to reality, to the credit that we deserve. And that's the important part. We got to give ourselves credit where credit is due. If you're dealing with mental illness, you're dealing with depression, they are life-threatening illnesses. So every day that you stay alive and move forwards and fight forwards in the face of those things is proof of your strength and endurance. It's time to give yourself credit for it. Count those days, count those steps forward. Every single step forward counts. So that being said, those are two main mental health tools. Very important. We like to start every single show with them because works for a lot of people. Now we're going to get into more of the specialized stuff. If you're into martial arts and this is your vibe, this is your realm, then do what works for you, right? We're going to get into today some clinch techniques, some clinch tactics, some clinch theory. We're going to work with some clinch elbows, some clinch knees. You may have seen the recent post. I was doing some skip knees on there with Bob as my training dummy. We can do them with or without Bob. You can visualize your opponent, visualize that depression dummy. We're going to step into the clinch, and then we're going to work on some knee strikes. We're going to send a straight knee forwards right up into the solar plexus, right? Stepping back, swing that knee up, boom. Pulling the head down, boom, and driving that knee forwards. Now we're very close range in the clinch. So we don't just clinch up here, stay close, and try and toss the knee. There's not going to be enough room. What we need to do is slide that rear foot back. Open up the hip, slide the rear foot back when you've got the clinch, right? And then from there, you've got enough room to swing through the hip, boom, and drive that knee in. So that's our straight clinch knee. We're also going to talk about the skip clinch knees. And again, we're close range. We've got the clinch held on our opponent. And for the skip clinch knee, what we're going to do is, this is the motion. It's almost like that hip mobility drill. We bring the knee up and we swing it in. We swing that knee in. Boom. We're hitting with the side of that leg bone there. Making sure that the leg is bent is what keeps that kneecap in place and makes this a nice, hard striking surface we can do damage with. When your knee is extended straight, you've got that floating kneecap that can actually move, get out of place. So you want to make sure that you bring that foot up close to the booty and you're sharpening up that knee and turning it in to a nice, hard, solid striking surface. And then we're going to bring it out and swing it in. Boom. Swinging it in and kind of torquing the head in the opposite direction with that clinch technique. So we're in close. We're bringing that leg out. Whoosh, we're swinging it in to strike. Now, a way to make this knee strike more powerful, because it's not a super powerful move by itself. It doesn't have to be, because we're targeting ribs, we're targeting liver or kidney. You don't have to hit those things super hard to do to have a really good effect. So in the clinch, when we talk about this clinch knee here, to make that knee more powerful, what we want to do is take a little hop step to the outside and opening up that hip on the step, sending that lead foot into the center line, and then bring the hip up from there, bring the knee up from there, and swing in, boom, from the outside. Gives you more room to build momentum, build speed, and speed is power out here. Shout out as well to D. Natinsky. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. We're talking about some clinch theory, clinch tactics, and then we're going to get into our standard rounds and use a couple of different elbows and knee strikes in that clinch position. We'll also toss some fundamentals out there. We won't break everything down because we're 817 days forward in the process. So a lot of us are armed with those different striking tools already. If you're looking for a more beginner-friendly class, check out our earlier days with over 300 day saves on our IGTV daily training series and over 100 days on YouTube at Sack Life Daily. So check that out, and you can beat depression at your own discretion, make your own progress out there anonymously, synonymously, infamously, however you'd like. And yeah, use what works for you. Go at your pace. Challenge yourself to grow every single day. That challenge doesn't have to be what we're doing in here. It can be 1 minute of exercise. It could be 10 minutes of exercise. Whatever works for you, whatever gives you a challenge, right? We don't want to take it too easy. We fall into boredom. We don't want to push too hard where we wind up overworking. We want to find that balance right in between. So today we're doing 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. We're talking about that clinch knee. Let's talk about stepping into the clinch first. From Muay Thai position, we're going to step forwards and reach that hand around the back of the head. And we're going to slide the other hand around. Now, if you have gloves on, you don't have to worry about this. You're going to hook one hand over the top. If you don't have gloves on or you're using MMA gloves, don't interlock your fingers when they're on the back of somebody's head. If you do interlock your fingers, you can risk dislocating or doing some damage to those fingers when you're throwing strikes and they're pulling away from you. Instead, what you want to do is just put one hand behind the other. You can cup the fingers, kind of, they call this like monkey grip. Cup the fingers, keep the thumb in there together, right? Thumb's not down here, it's not a C grip. Monkey grip, cup the fingers behind the head, and we're aiming towards the top. We want to pull the higher up on the head that you pull, the more leverage, the more head control you'll get there. Don't want to grab the shoulders or like really close to the shoulders because that's a strong base. We're not going to be able to leverage the person as easy. So scoop those hands up behind the head, up towards the top, cup the fingers, and pull that head down towards you. From here, we're in the clinch. And we've got all kinds of options, starting with the straight knee. Make sure that rear leg is back and swing through. Boom, we're driving that knee straight forwards, whoosh, right into the solar plexus, and we're pulling that head down. Whoosh, boom, driving that knee up, pulling the head down. Switch the feet, boom, and drive it in from the other side. Whoosh, boom, right there. Pulling that head down, driving the knee straight forward. That's our 2 straight knees. Then we're going to talk about the round knee. Step to the side, bring that lead foot into the center. Knee comes up, boom, and swing it in. You can do this slow to begin with, and then we'll speed it up over time. Same thing on the opposite side. Bring it in, bring it around. Often in the clinch, you'll find yourself not in this balanced position, but more in kind of a narrow, face-to-face, close range, just standard neutral type of position. Because you're up close, you don't want to open up that gap too much. Opens you up for strikes as well. You just want to send the leg back when you're ready to toss the knee, and then toss that knee in there. So for the other knee, for the round knee to the side, we're bringing the leg up like we would a check in a kick, and then we're torquing the head, boom, into it as we drive the knee over. And then for the opposite side, we're just hopping over and same thing. Hopping to the side and then bringing that body weight back in, whoosh, with that round knee. So those are the knee strikes we're going to talk about. We're also going to do a few elbow strikes here to give you different options. Maybe they're checking those knees really good. Maybe they're starting to drop their guard down and they're using their elbows to block those body shots that we're tossing at them. If they do that, if they bring that guard down, that's our opportunity to toss an elbow over the side. So we're still in clinch. We've still got our main support hand on the back of the head. We're just going to take this one off and let it come into our chest. Bring that elbow, that wrist close to the chest. And we're going to turn through the hip. Boom. Turn through the hip in your stance. Rotate through and make contact with the side of the head. Nice round elbow. Boom. And bring it up over their guard. They're dropping that guard just a little bit lower. Up and come down an angle. Boom. Nice clinch elbow there. And then back to clinch position. You can switch back and forth between the knees and elbows, going high and low. Keep them confused. Keep them open. Keep on opening up new opportunities to strike. And let's say their guard is tight. They're not letting go of that guard. And they're just quickly bringing their knee up and blocking those strikes. Well, they still got an opening here, right? The center line of that face is open. So what we're going to do here is a rising elbow. We're going to bring the elbow into the center line, letting go with that rear hand. Bring the elbow into the center line. Once it's in that center line, we're going to send it up. Boom, as we comb our hair back. Still one hand is clenched. Boom. But we're bringing that elbow up that center line. We're going around the guard. Bring it up the center line. And same thing, twisting through the hips. Twisting through. Rotating on the ball of that back foot, right? And we're just bringing that elbow right around into those openings. So those are the different tools we'll use today. We got 3 rounds. We're going to go through 3 minutes each. 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath, drink some water. And Luca's in the studio. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being here. You said, are you okay? Did you get hurted? Worried about you. You don't have to worry about me, man. I'm just hanging out with friends, hanging out with Bob. Never felt better. We were having some fun the other day doing some shadow boxing, some sparring technique a little bit. Just really having fun. Master Checo out there in the lot. Finding a good sparring partner who doesn't get carried away. Finding people who don't struggle with ego and don't get infuriated when you're sparring. Those are the best type of people to be around. Growth-minded individuals who are there to make progress, to have fun, to learn from each other. And that way you can practice your technique. And if something slips and you do connect with something powerful, nobody loses their cool. And, you can laugh it off. I absolutely did not get hurted. I'm conditioned. We're conditioning ourselves to get stronger every single day that we continue to train. We're conditioning our bodies and our minds. So I didn't get hurted at all. I'm totally fine. Not hurted out here. All right, enough of that. Let's get into it. We're going to get that fighting spirit of the 80s coming through the boombox. We're going to get into this lesson. Time to get thankful for the free tools and the progress we're making every day. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's go. Boombox sounding nice. Hopefully that volume stays right. We got the reverb going. Let's pop into Muay Thai stance, right? Square up with that visualized opponent. To keep it mental health based, assign that opponent the thing you want to work on. If it's anxiety, make it an anxiety dummy. If it's depression, make it a depression dummy. And let's get it going. Let's knock out some of those lies. Square up, hips and shoulders with that opponent. Tuck the chin. Guard high by the brow line. Let's step in for the 1-2. 1, 2, jab, cross, back to stance. Keep that body weight shifting from the front foot to the back foot. Knees slightly bent. Weight is on the balls of the feet. Step in for the 1, 2. Back to stance. 1, 2. Back to stance. Now we're going to enter in for the clinch. We're going to step forward. We're going to send that glove straight down the center line and try and get it behind the back of the head. Right? Curling that hand around the back. And then we're going to step in. Boom. Send the other one up that center line behind the head, ideally. Cup the back to support the first hand. And then we're going to drive that head down as we send the knee straight forwards. So we're in our fighting stance still, right? When we're entering, we're in that fighting stance. We're going to send that rear knee forwards. Whoosh! Driving that head down. Whoosh! And sending that knee straight up. Whoosh! Boom! And back to stance. Guard high. Hit them with the 1, 2. 1, 2. Remember, square those hips and shoulders after each combo. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And keep that movement going. Step in for the clinch. Lead hand goes behind the head. Rear hand follows and supports. That rear leg's still back. Let's use it for a nice knee strike to the solar plexus. Whoosh, boom, and back to stance. Now we're going to start working on those outside round knees. Now in this clinch position, you want to keep that opponent tight. Bring their head in close. And get as close as you can so they can't fire back. So we're going to take more of a squared off stance here. In that close clinch. From here, what we want to do is hop that lead foot over to the center line. Bring the knee up and swing that knee in as you torque the head in the opposite direction. So, boom. Bringing the head in here. Boom. We're twisting the torso in the opposite direction. Again, bringing that foot up as close as we can so the booty's going to make that knee nice and deadly. Back to stance. Hit him with the 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Back to stance, square it up. Step in for the clinch. Hand behind the head, other hand supports. Right, cup the hands, don't interlock the fingers. Drive that straight knee. Whoosh. Back to stance, square up. Bring that opponent in close. And from here, we're going to work on some of those skip knees that we talked about. Skip, give it a little slide and a hop, placing that lead foot in the center line. Bring the knee up, torque it in, boom. Now once we hit the point of impact, I want you to hop on that opposite foot, boom, and replace it with the foot that just made impact. You're now locked and loaded on this side, you're still centered, and you're ready to toss the knee from the opposite side. Bring the knee up, torque it in, boom. And when you drop it down, we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna do the same thing we just did. Little hop, opening up the hip, replacing that foot that was on the ground with the lead foot that was striking. And it's the end of round 1. Catch your breath, drink some water, and check in on you. Make sure you're doing all right. Hopefully you're learning. Hopefully you're finding room to grow, room to make progress out here. That's what it's all about. Make that progress your goal, and you'll be able to enjoy success every single day you meet that progress goal accomplishment. That's what it's all about. And it's got to be based on you. What can you do? If you're going to do 1 minute, and that's good, and that's a challenge for you, get your heart rate up, get your blood pumping, and it feels like, yeah, you put in the work, you got it, then 1 minute is good. It's all about how you're going to show up for yourself each and every day and keep track of it so you can keep growing forwards. Shout out to Missy Chapo. Thanks for being here. And boom, boom, boom. Are you allowed to hi-ya? From Luca. Is it for self-defense? You are allowed to hi-ya for self-defense. You're also allowed to hi-ya with a partner who has agreed to hi-ya with you, to train. So if you find a training partner, a sparring partner, you guys can hi-ya each other in a controlled, safe environment. That's what it's all about. Alright, back to stance. Let's get into this clinch technique a little more. We're going to introduce those elbows. We're going to pick up where we left off with the round knee strike. So go ahead and step forwards, launching that lead hand behind the head. Cup the back towards the top of the head. Nice C grip there. Not C grip, monkey grip there. Swing the other hand around over the top of the head, over the other hand. Remember, don't interlock the fingers. Cover hand over hand. And from here, we're going to send that straight knee in from the rear leg. Straight knee. Whoosh, driving the head down. Now we're going to get up nice and close. Pull that head in close to yours. And we're going to start working on those round skip knees. So we're close here. We're in more of a horizontal position. Right? Not step back so much because we don't want to open up room for a counterattack. We're going to give it a little hop. Sending one foot to the outside. Bring the knee up and then swing it in. Boom. As you drive the head this way, driving the knee in the opposite way. Then we're gonna drop that striking knee, that striking foot down, and switch it over to the opposite side. Bring the knee up, swing it in, boom, as you torque the head in the opposite direction. Knee comes down, and there's the skip. Whoosh, boom, in, whoosh, out, boom, in, whoosh. And that is it. That is the skip knee right there. Keep in control of that head with the clinch. We can continue to torque the body in to that incoming knee strike. Boom. Woo. Whoosh. 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 And keep opening up and swapping those feet. You can turn it into an endless combination there. Endless clinch knee combination. Step it into the center line. Boom. 1. Boom. 2. Boom, 3. Now do this slow in the beginning. Get yourself used to that movement. Get yourself used to opening up the hip. And remember, when you're shadow boxing, you don't have that anchor. But when you've got a dummy like Bob, it's really good for this round knee because you got the anchor. Boom, boom, boom. You can use that anchor and drive that body right into those strikes. Let's keep the clinch skip knee going right here. We're in that clinch position. And step it to the outside. Swing that knee in. Step to the outside. Swing it in. Outside. Swing it in. Outside. Swing it in. Back to stance. Square up. Hit him with the 1-2. 1-2. Step into the clinch. Boom. Support. Drive the straight knee. Bang. Into the solar plexus. Get up close and personal and start working those skip knees. Boom. 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 Boom, boom, and that is the end. Woo, of round 2. I hope you're working for you. Showing up and finding room to grow. Keep on growing. Keep on giving yourself that challenge. Remember, there's no growth in the comfort zone, so we've got to get uncomfortable. We've got to give ourselves that work to do a little bit of challenge there. Doesn't have to be too hard, too intense, but find something you can do daily, sustainably. And then keep track. Keep track of that progress. It will only add up into a stronger, better, more confident version of you. And follow that passion. And Lucas said Claire's birthday's coming up on the 4th of December. It is in 2 days. It's in a few days. I feel like it's a little bit more than 2 days. But happy early birthday to Claire out there. We'll make sure to give her a shout out on the show. Woo, we got 11 seconds. We're going to pop into the final round. We're going to talk about those elbows, and then we're going to put everything together in a nice flow-based routine here. Here we go. Square up. Visualize that opponent. Tuck the chin. Pop into your Muay Thai stance. Step in for the 1-2. Pop, pop. 1-2 again. Pop, pop. And then step in for the clinch. Lead hand behind the head. Rear hand reinforces. Drive that knee to the solar plexus. Boom. Back to stance. Let's work some skip knees. Bring your stance neutral. One leg into the center line. And send that skip knee in. Boom. Make contact. Swap. Boom. Contact. Swap. Boom. Swap. Boom. Swap. Boom. Swap. Remember to torque the head. And now we're squared up and we've been throwing those knees at them so they're getting used to defending. Whether they're defending by bringing their knee up to check or they're bringing their guard down to block to kind of protect those ribs. If that opponent's bringing their guard down, we're going to send an elbow, boom, right over the side. And the way we're going to do that is in our square stance, we're just going to turn through the hip, rotating on the ball of that back foot. Let go with that hand on the striking side. That hand's going to come around and tuck into your chest, right? Wrist close to the chest. Turn through the body and make contact with the face. Back to stance. Let's work those skip knees, right? We're back in the clinch. Skip one foot into the center. Pop. Swap them. Pop. Swap them. Pop. Swap them. Now right here, let's say they drop that guard. Now they're protecting their ribs. Now it's time. Toss that round elbow in and back to square. Square it up. Pop out of the clinch. Step in for the 1-2. 1-2. Step in for the clinch. Boom, boom. Drive the knee to the solar plexus. Crack. Square up and start the skip knees. In. Boom. 1. Out. Boom. 2. And. Boom. 1. Out. boom, 2. Now they're getting used to it. They're defending. What are we going to do? We're going to take that hand, now that their guard's down, roll right through for a nice cross elbow. Boom. Nice round elbow right there. Whoosh, twist through. Remember, let go of the back of the head. Bring that wrist in close to the body. Twist through for power. Let's say their guard came back up and they're using their knees really effectively to block the body. Now our elbows are not going to land. Our knees are not going to land. What are we going to do? We're going to let go of that head again. We're going to take this hand and comb our hair back as we bring the elbow into the center line. We're turning through the hips and the shoulders. Bring that elbow into the center line, and then we're going to send it straight up. Straight up into the face. Right in that opening. That open space they just gave us by guarding the sides of the head. Guard up. Straight elbow. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. Back to stance. Jab cross. Clinch knee strike. Round knees. Whoos. Whoos. Back to stance. Round elbow. Bomb. Straight elbow. Bomb. And that is the end of round 3. Hope you guys found those tools beneficial. Hope you found room to grow. More things to improve on. Remember, there's unlimited room for progress. There's unlimited room for growth in martial arts and in life. So please do keep growing. Keep going. Keep finding the things that you enjoy. Give yourself that self-care routine that you enjoy. Make it personalized. And that way we can keep getting stronger together. Until next time, shout out to Becca Bookleaf. Appreciate you for tuning in. And if you didn't get enough of a challenge today, make sure you give yourself a bonus round. Bonus with Bob, bonus with the mini bag, bonus with the heavy bag. Whatever works for you, whatever you enjoy. Until then, I am thankful for all of your support, everybody out there. I'll catch you next. Same exact time, same exact channel, same exact life. Zach Man out.